Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for being here with us. My name is Quimel Arroyo, and I have the pleasure to serve as the MTA's first Chief Accessibility Officer. I am super excited to be here to make a great announcement about how the MTA can be creative and change when we work together with our riders, our elected officials, and the advocates and parents and caregivers on this topic of spaces on buses for strollers, open strollers on buses. It really showcases the importance of accessibility, and the new definition of accessibility, which you will continue to hear from me, is quite expansive. It includes parents and caregivers with strollers, our senior, our aging New Yorkers community, our tourists, and of course, people with disabilities who are all our stakeholders and customers. And we want to say mass transit continues to be not only the fastest way to get around New York City, but as I like to say, the most entertaining form of moving around New York City. And we're really here showcasing the creativity and the flexibility that we now have here at the MTA with Jan Oliver's leadership, showcasing our forward-looking approach to the design and infrastructure of our space and how we want to be accommodating and welcoming to all our different customers. Customers and advocates who are also willing to try new things. And that's really important for us, particularly for the disability community, for whom this new change does not come at an expense for. We are maintaining the integrity of the accessibility space in our buses for people with disabilities, for who fought so hard for that. And New York City Transit was actually the very first transit system in the United States to have a fully accessible bus fleet. So accessibility will continue to be one of our pillars, one of our three prisms for which we look at everything that we do here at the MTA. So I'm really proud of this approach, and thank you, Frank and team and buses, for being open to this change that we have here. We're really proud to have support from the disability community, people like Gene Ryan and our other ACTA members who have been with us in this conversation, talking about how this pilot could not interfere with that accessibility. And so many other advocates, some of whom are here with us today, and you will hear from them. Christine Yearwood is here, who's a great voice at the MTA, helping us change frontiers and look at what's missing from the service. Also, I want to give a shout out to Danielle Avizar, who's here with us, and our elected officials who help us really make these innovative changes, like Councilmember Mellon. Thank you so much for being here. So again, amazing times here at the MTA, great changes to come. And I'll turn it over to my partner, Frank Anacaro, who heads up buses, for some comments.
Thank you, Q. Good morning, everybody. So I'm excited. It's great to be here today. As Q mentioned, we are committed to improving accessibility on the bus system for people with disabilities and caregivers alike. And because buses disproportionately serve low-income minority populations, improving accessibility is also a critical matter of equity. Thanks to all the collaborative efforts of our strolling working group, which made up of parents, caregivers, disability advocates, and our bus operators, last September we phased in this stroller pilot, which consisted of 140 buses serving 7 routes in all 5 boroughs. 2,500 stroller rides later, the results speak for themselves. The feedback from our customers and our operators have been overwhelmingly positive, and we have no reported incidents related to open strollers on our pilot buses. Last week, I was fortunate to meet with the core group of our operators driving on these 7 lines and personally listen to their feedback. It was very positive, many finding that the new policy actually often sped up the boarding process. They also noted that there were no real complaints from non-stroller customers. They did mention the need for better signage on buses, and as Q mentioned, we'll address that and improve messaging as part of our next phase of this pilot. As a result of this feedback, we are excited to expand this pilot to approximately 1,000 buses across all 5 boroughs. This will provide increased coverage and enable us to get even more feedback over the next several months and determine what our next steps forwards are. We will provide the route details for our expansion in the next few weeks. I want to thank Councilmember Menon and Maddie, of course, and all our partners here for their support and in the importance in this initiative. I specifically want to thank all of the operators who have participated in this pilot. They were outstanding. Their professionalism is endless. I am pleased to say that one of them, Darrell Smith, right here, is an operator for us on the M31 route, and he's here to answer any questions you may have. So thank you all, and we appreciate your coming.
Thank you so much, Frank. Now we hear some remarks from Councilmember Menon.
Okay. Great. Well, thank you so much. I can't tell you how excited I am to be here today with my daughter, Maddie. I have 4 children, and so now, and Maddie's my 4th child, finally now we've got this option for those parents who have strollers, for those who are disabled in our community. We are big bus riders, and I have to say, oftentimes we don't take a stroller with us because of this very issue. So this is really, literally game-changing for parents, but also for the disabled community. My father is disabled. He lives in this district. This is going to be a game-changer for him as well. So I really want to thank the MTA for their incredible leadership. I want to thank Jano Lieber. This makes such a difference for parents and for those of us who have disabled relatives, friends in the community. And so it's just a very, very big and special day. I also want to give a shout out to TWU for all that you do for our community, and I couldn't be more excited to be here today. I told my daughter Maddie we're going to be doing this demonstration. I said I want your honest opinion. She's 4.5, so we want honest feedback about how this experience is, but it's really going to be incredible. So thank you so much to the MTA for doing this.
Thank you so much, Council Member. Now we're here from one of our stellar advocates, Christine Yearwood.
Hi, good morning. I'm Christine Surjanian Yearwood. I'm the founder of Upstand. I'm also an ACTA member and a member of the Stroller Working Group. Today I used the elevators on the NW to get here, and I took the bus from 57th and 7th using the stroller space, things that would not have been possible just a few years ago. Upstand has been advocating for many years now alongside and representing parents. And this is really the first time that we've seen this level of collaborative effort on a family-friendly policy. And it's been truly amazing and led to its success so far. We've had parents who have been a part of this leadership at the MTA who listened to riders and responded with action, willing to try something new and innovative. Stroller working group members, especially the bus team, bus operators, and disability advocates worked on this solution. And the MTA accessibility team that's been leading the charge with working groups and outreach campaigns in different communities and in different languages. We also want to thank the ACTA members who gave input and did outreach, and the children and caretakers who have tested the pilot and provided feedback so far. As a result, this collaborative program has been working for everyone. It's garnered overwhelmingly positive data. It really was important to us that it did not infringe on disability riders' rights. It's been helpful to the bus operators. It hasn't negatively impacted other riders, and for the first time, it realistically gives children and caretakers the opportunity to ride the bus safely. We are so happy to see it expand. The expansion of this program is a true opportunity to continue to build on bringing riders back to transit and invest in families, to get families to invest in our public transit system in return. The bus used to be a mode of transit that caretakers could not physically manage or opted out of because it was too difficult and unsafe to take children out of the stroller. Parents and caretakers say this pilot is life-changing. It gives children so many more opportunities to learn and grow, to be able to access more city institutions, libraries, community centers, museums, parks, daycares, schools, activities, and medical appointments, safely and with ease. It also allows parents to be a part of the city. It gives us choice and opportunity in our work and our personal lives. It is a huge improvement in quality of life for us. It makes for a stronger, more vibrant, more equitable, and greener future for New York City when families stay here and invest in our public systems. It is so exciting to see New York take a step in the right direction as a leader for women and children in transit with the expansion of this program. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Christine. I'll now say a couple of words in Spanish for those of our riders from the Latino community. Es un gran placer para mí estar aquí hoy anunciando esta nueva expansión de nuestro piloto de espacios en nuestros autobuses para coches. Esos padres y personas dando cuidados con personas que usan coches o niños están teniendo una nueva experiencia en el sistema de tránsito. Y nuestro mensaje para eso es de que estamos escuchando sus necesidades. Estamos escuchando hoy de esos advocates que trabajan conmigo y mi equipo en la MTA para dejarnos saber el cambio que todavía hace falta y todas las diferentes opciones que le tenemos que dar a nuestros comunitarios, a nuestros ciudadanos, para que se puedan mover independientemente en el sistema de autobuses. Hoy en día no tienen que cerrar esos coches, que es un problema que escuchamos por mucho tiempo, necesitaba atención y cambio, y estamos viendo ese cambio hoy en día. Hoy estamos anunciando una expansión de ese piloto. Vamos a seguir con esta expansión en todos los 5 condados y por eso estamos aquí celebrando esta nueva decisión que da a entender que la MTA sí puede cambiar. Y ese cambio se hace realidad cuando trabajamos junto con las comunidades, con los padres, con los electos como la concejal Menem, a quien les damos muchas gracias por ese soporte y ese apoyo continuo. Así que muchas gracias a todos por estar aquí con nosotros. And now we'll have some Q&A.
Hey, how's it going? Couple of questions. You said it's expanding to 1,000 routes. That's about 1/6 of the total fleet. What would it take to expand it to the entire fleet? Are all vehicles capable of having this new space on board?
I'll take that. Well, once we get more information, we want to get this right? As the chairman has been emphasized with many of our efforts, our initiatives, we're not just going to rush things out. We're going to deploy another 1,000 buses, get it right, and plan the future. As far as the fleets, every fleet is retrofittable when we decide to move forward.
And how do you zero in on the routes? Like, what do you look for when you're choosing the routes that get this pilot?
Well, number one, we look for where we have a good density of customers, both with folks with strollers and folks that have mobility devices. We like to see that, so everybody could ride together in unison. And then in general, we just need to make sure that we're deploying it across all 5 boroughs because we want to see equity and definitely have an inclusion and everyone has a input and a voice.
Good morning, Frank.
Morning.
In advance of this being announced, Local 100 was pretty vocal in its opposition to the program. You said today that it's gone over well. So no complaints, nothing in terms of confrontations on buses. It's been smooth?
So far, we've had no confirmed reported complaints, no confrontations. Everything has been running smooth, but we are, again, as we expand, we're keeping a watch on it and getting more information. That was a concern of ours too. The safety of our passengers also and our customers is number one.
And Jose, I'll just reiterate for you, the working group has included operators and union representatives. So we've been at the table with all different stakeholders. Hearing from our biggest asset at the MTA, our employees, has been primary for us. And that's why we feel comfortable expanding, hearing no concerns so far.
Anyone else?
Thank you. All right, thank you. Sí, claro.
¿Se van a extender igualmente el número de buses?
Bueno, la expansión, estamos todavía tratando de analizar cómo nos vamos a expandir. Nos vamos a expandir en todos los 5 condados, pero estamos trabajando con la Unión y nuestros empleados para, como dijo Frank, poder expandir en una forma que sea equitable, que todos podamos sentir esta expansión igual en cada condado, pero también nos estamos enfocando en un servicio para esas comunidades que vemos muchos más coches y que está la necesidad para espacio para mobility devices en esos autobuses. Los locales todavía no se han definido, pero en los próximos meses serán definidos y dejaremos saber a las comunidades.
We have her here too.
One more, sorry about that.
No problem.
Of the routes that are in service now, can you say which one has been most successful in terms of ridership or customer reception from the people who've been using it?
I think overall it's been, I'll have to get back to you on the numbers who had the higher usage, but overall the reception is unanimous. As Q mentioned earlier, we met with the core group of our bus operators on operating on each of these routes, and it was just very positive. Well, positive from the experience, positive from just the the other riders, how they received it, and then in general, how it helped speed up their travels.
Jose, from what I understand, the B1 has had the highest ridership and usage of this asset, this new accessibility feature in our buses. So Brooklyn riders, those caregivers and parents are definitely making use of this and seeing this enhancement as a positive gain. All right, thank you all for joining us. Oh, we have one.
No,
No.
it is. Right now, the pilot is in all boroughs, and as we prioritize our expansion, it'll continue to be in all 5 boroughs. Okay?
Yeah. All right, thank you all for joining us. We're going to have this bus ride now. Thank you.